you shut up? We're not going to have a family brawl.
Hello, 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 my fellow stinky visitor here in hell. I am smoking Hubba Bubba, Gibby Gubba cannabis and drinking Kylie Page, cups of love, coffee with 1 spoon of raw, set, Kentish, honey. And somewhere here in hell, someone is taking their cat or dog or bunny rabbit to the veterinarian to be injected with vaccines, which can only and always harm them and never, ever, ever help them. And right this moment, another 3.6 billion humans like yourself are subjecting themselves or their children or beloved pets to fake, pseudoscientific diagnostic tests, which will more than likely give them results that lead to the consumption of synthetic chemical treatments that will surely harm them and probably kill them. And you may think that's hyperbole, but that's only because you don't want to know the truth. You can't even be bothered to look into it, you goddamn NPCs. It's too fucking ugly to behold. Too fucking horrific and shocking to the core. But I am chilled, comfy and cozy, and quite safe in my 77-story luxury treehouse. And I hope, dear listener, you are not in agony at the moment. I hope you have something to look forward to today. Perhaps a tasty bite to eat? Or what about a cartwheel off the summit of Beachy Head? This piece is titled, After Death Interviews Show Number 1, He Refused to Open His Parachute. It was written and copyright 2026 by Alexander T. Newport. Let us begin by counting down. 3, 2, 1.
First of all, my forever friend, welcome back home.
Thank you. There really is no better place to be.
What have you done since you got back?
Nothing but stand in one place and smile for what could be years. I can do absolutely anything with no restrictions or permissions or prices to pay. And I am stunned into inactivity because I am so spoiled for choice. I don't know where to begin.
Yes, indeed. Dorothy was spot on. There's no place like home. You made an interesting and rather controversial exit from the opposite world, didn't you?
Well, as we all know here in heaven, about 99% of the visitors in hell deny they are in hell, which of course only exacerbates the hellishness. But they believe they are being kind by denying how much it resembles a prison sentence nightmare, and therefore, they don't like anyone admitting it is hell, nor escaping it through the door of suicide.
Why did you choose to jump out of a plane and refuse to open your parachute? And why did you send a video to your wife telling her to be happy moments before jumping? You told her you were going to some place wonderful, and yet 99% of the visitors never come to that realization. How did it occur to you?
Those are long questions, mate. How much time have you got?
We have all of eternity, my friend. I'm in no rush to be somewhere else other than right here, right now.
Yes, indeed. It feels so lovely to no longer be trapped by that script in hell that never lets you fully relax without having to look at a clock. There's always that sense that time is running out and we have to be somewhere or perform some chore. But here, no obligation or responsibility to be anywhere or meet anyone. No worries about missing something or someone. We can just be here in the present without the walls of time closing in on us. But to answer your questions, I discovered the joy of jumping out of planes and free-falling. And it was the only time I felt free for a few moments until it was time to open the parachute. I did it over 600 times in just a few years. To say I was addicted to it would be an understatement. When I was a boy, my father cheated on my mother with her sister, and my mom punished him by hanging herself in the garage. And from that day forward, I couldn't stop thinking and wondering about death. When I was in my late teens, I studied philosophy and various religions and noticed that none of them admitted that world was hell. And that struck me as odd. I mean, my mother, who absolutely loved me and treated me like a prince, she killed herself. Where else but in hell would that occur? A loving mother abandons the son she adores just to punish her husband for putting his skin into someone else's skin? Absolute absurdity to the max. So I searched and searched for affirmation that someone, anyone, on Earth had reached the same conclusion as me, but to no avail. And then, two things happened just shortly before my exit. I had a dream where I jumped out of the plane and tried to open my chute, but couldn't. And just as I realized that I was certainly gonna smash into the ground and die, I did die. I died before I hit the ground. It was like waking up from a bad dream, and I felt totally free and as if I was back home at a familiar place I loved. But it only lasted a fraction of a moment, and then I actually woke up and realized it was just a dream. But I couldn't stop reliving that lovely feeling and thinking about, what if? What if death really leads to a blissful home? And I wanted to talk about it with my wife and friends, but they didn't want to know. They thought it was too morbid and scary to talk about. And then, a couple of weeks later, I was searching a video network using the terms heaven and hell, and I came across a video by philosopher Newport titled, "Hell Becomes Heaven's Most Devoted Servant." And it basically made the case that we choose to leave heaven because it becomes dull after millions of years, and choose to experience hell for the sole purpose of renewing our appreciation for heaven. The only way to create a hell is to invert the qualities of heaven, turn everything upside down and inside out, make it absurd and ridiculous and insane, virtually make it all unnatural. And it was that word, unnatural, that really grabbed me by the throat and heart. I thought, yes, shitting and pissing and vomiting and being scared and worried definitely feel unnatural. So does anger and hatred and grief and the disappointments. Something felt very wrong about having expectations that would get thwarted. It didn't feel natural to want something and then not be able to get it.
You sent a video to your wife just before jumping and told her, "Be happy." But why would she be, if she believed death would lead to annihilation?
I don't know. I wanted to say goodbye and didn't want to leave without letting her know I was going, and I was so elated to be leaving. I mean, I felt this tremendous inner push to go through with it, and it came with a feeling of overwhelming promise. And all I could think to say was, be happy.
She didn't know it was all part of the predetermined script.
Virtually no one knows it's a script. I didn't know. I mean, Newport mentioned it, but I wasn't sure. All I knew was that world wasn't natural and this world was.
The press was worried there would be copycats after your suicide. But in fact, none occurred. Your body was found face down in a field. Did you feel the impact?
You know, I was certain I wouldn't, but in fact, I was eyes wide open conscious, all the way to impact. But it was so fast that I did not feel any pain. Just boom. And then, waking up back here at home.
Were you surprised by the great rush?
Do you mean when all my former pets and friends came rushing to greet me and welcome me home? Oh my heavens! I'm still buzzing from that. I couldn't stop laughing and crying. It seemed to go on for years, for centuries. A grand cuddle fest of unconditional love and appreciation.
Now that you've been back for quite some time, have you given any thought to what the philosophers here wrestle with? Namely, how long will you be able to appreciate heaven until you get bored again and become attracted to another visit to hell?
No, I don't give a shit. I'm so stoked to be home and that this home actually exists, I feel no attraction to contemplating such questions. We all know it's inevitable since consciousness requires contrast to see things distinctly. When everything becomes white and blurry in our eternal reality, then a visit to an opposite temporary reality is necessary, so that when we return, everything is crisp and clean and clear and vibrant and colorful.
Thank you for this interview, my forever friend.
You're welcome, my forever friend. I enjoyed it.
I'm annihilated, you know?